you think of? What you feel about? What you know to be real? I think I love you. I believe. Very funny, Eloise. Eloise. Just my bloody luck. So here I am in the middle of a beautiful rendition of Cheryl Lynn's Got to Be Real, waiting for my bath to run, which takes long enough, considering my tap's water pressure is weaker than the garden hose. There's no bulbs in the house, and I can't reach that without a ladder. So I guess I'm having a bath in the dark. Maybe light a few more candles, create a chill vibe. Tonight's bathroom concert going from a bathroom disco to a soulful soak. The bath's half full. A good amount of time before it's ready. The weird thing about bathrooms is, well, there's nowhere to really sit. I mean, you sit on the edge of the bath, but that gets uncomfortable quite quickly. So I guess it's the toilet. Lid closed, of course. Is it just me, or does anyone else find it weird to sit on the toilet and not actually use it? The bath's getting fuller. It's a good thing I have all these candles. Should probably light a few more. My mother always told me never to play with matches, but I always did. I'm not sure if it was being told that I wasn't allowed to that made it so alluring, or if it was the small amount of warmth that drew me in. But now I can enjoy watching the flame dance on the wooden stick. The only scolding coming from the flames kissing my fingertips, not from my mother. But that's the weird thing about being an adult. We can do as we please without being scolded by our parents, yet we hold ourselves back through fear of being scolded by society. I guess that's what I enjoy about the park when the lights go out. When the lights go out, the conventions of being an adult go with them. On the rare occasion I find myself walking past the park at night, I'll embrace my inner child, screaming as I leap from the swing as it reaches its apex, sticking the landing unlike when I was 7, hastily running back and forth with the zip line, sinking low to the ground with my new adult size, but still marvelling as the wind rushes past my face, climbing the steps of the ladder to the slide, sitting down and the side squishing my new adult form, getting stuck halfway, having to scoot the rest of the way, my shoes making that high-pitched squeaky noise against the slide. Sometimes, when the lights go out, it allows me to revel in my inner child, enjoying the playfulness of the park at night. Were you scared of the dark when you were little? It always excited me. Making forts, watching movies, secretly playing on my DS even though I was meant to be sleeping. But there are times when the lights go out that we indulge in being an adult. Just like now. The darkness giving us the chance to take a break, to press pause and focus on ourselves and not the outside world. Do you enjoy a soak in the bath with a glass of wine? Well, the lights have gone out in my bathroom, but I'm not going to stress. Instead, I'm going to get into my now full warm bath lit only by my IKEA candles.
Welcome back to day 14 of the rat occupation. This is the third time this week that I've had to call the electrics and tell them that a 2.5-foot rat, the size of my 4-year-old niece, chewing through the wiring isn't my fault. Like, make that make sense to me. Sometimes I wish I could just shrink in size, shrink small enough to be a threat to these rats. Because apparently my size isn't a threat. You ever had fisticuffs with a rat? Well, I mean, I haven't. But I shit you not, I'm this close. And I mean, I'm this close to wiping out this darn infestation with my bare hands. Oh, look, there goes Terence. Okay. He's gone. It started off with just Terence. And now there's a whole community behind him. Terence, he's the big boss, but he knows he is. He's the kind of rat that will be more than happy for me to see him rummage through my cupboards. This rat once had the cheek to tell me that I need to put more fiber in my system. I don't know what else to do. And then there's Nigel. You see, I don't really know what's Nigel's issue. Nigel, I tried to strike a deal with Nigel. I told him that if he was to be my informant, if he was to give up their secret location and how unholy mother of earth they get into my humble abode, I was going to give him the first pick at my rubbish just before I take it out on a Wednesday. But he denied. Profusely. The loyalties these rats hold to one another. I just wish someone was that loyal with me. And then we have the worst one of them all. Linda. You see, Linda, she's the sneakiest of the bunch. She's the one that worries me the most. At this point, I wouldn't be surprised if I found out that Linda, in her past life, worked with the MI6. That rat. It's not even like I wouldn't enjoy their company. Honestly, at this point, it would be nice. Yeah, rat's company would be nice. If they just sat down with me, if they allowed us to have a conversation, if they wanted to talk with me, then they could. And then from that talk, we could figure out what they want and how we can help each other. But nope. The rats, they seem to make their own decisions without taking into account how it may affect others and yeah. I don't know what else to do, But it's cool. It is what it is. It is what it is. There is a whole estate. There is a whole estate of houses. But the rat community want to be doing up weekly debriefs in my home. Maybe it's the ambience. Yeah. Maybe, and I mean maybe, I have just the right ambience. It's a lovely word, isn't it? Ambience. Say it.
The motion of the match, swiped toward the harsh paper, lit a small flame. The flame quickly tripled in size, growing bigger and bigger and bigger. My eyes watched the flame curiously, without any sense of fear. What does this thing do? What does it mean to light a fire? What would happen if I used this very flame to untangle my curious thoughts? I screamed to the top of my lungs. I screamed to the top of my lungs. I screamed to the top of my lungs. Whilst I was running, my arms were moving in a disjointed manner. My coordination was way off, but I had to get to the window. The window that was looking out to the front of the house, where people were, funnily enough, staring inward at me. I was on fire. My top was on fire. Living in my own world, and it's on fire. I took my top off and threw it out the window. I threw it out the window and my top was off, bits of fabric burning my skin. Fabric that quickly turned into burnt remainings of my colourful top. I screamed to the top of my lungs. I screamed to the top of my lungs and... Oh, that's next door. He said he has a rat problem, but he hasn't called Rent-A-Girl. Maybe I should call them. Living in my own world, with bright lights, bright faces, bright people, bright souls, bright ideas. I want to reignite who they were before the world went up in flames.
Lights have gone out on my... No. In my mind. The lights have gone out in my mind. In my mind. What do you think that feels like? How to have your eyes wide open and not feel a thing, not see a thing. To know the thread count of your duvet cover better than actually, I don't think I know anything better than my bed at the moment. Purple. I saw the color purple that day. Well, it wasn't that day, it was that other, no, actually, it might have been last week. Anywho. Purple. I saw the color purple and it made me smile. And then the other day I saw a picture of my dad, an old black and white photo that seems to come with its own soundtrack every time you look at it. I hear my favorite song every time I look at that picture. went for hikes with a friend. Her voice just falls smooth and clear, like a pillow that my mind can rest on. She has a pretty cool ponytail too. Skateboarding on a hill. Golden hour hits different those evenings. We even bought loads of food that day, and we promised ourselves that we would gorge until we puked because we were so done with the weekend. The only practical solution to that was to eat ourselves senseless. Loops around a park with a friend, pushing a pram by my side. Autumn leaves just weaving scenic paths for us. Their laughter is my greatest joy. Long hours of banter with housemates and friends in not so great kitchen lighting. Sundays at church. Horrible dad jokes that my brother tells me that I still find funny. Food I cook that actually tastes nice. The sun on my skin. The sea. I don't mean to ramble on, I just developed a habit of finding these moments. Because when all you see is darkness, bright shining moments are hard to miss. I've been collecting them, so it's not so bad now. If the lights go out in my world, I close my eyes and I see a sky full of stars. I guess sometimes life sucks and sometimes it doesn't. It just is what it is, and it's not necessarily a bad thing, I guess. The sun will come out tomorrow. Something, something, hang on till tomorrow. There'll be sun. Just thinking about tomorrow. Wipes away the cobwebs and the sorrow. Till there's none. When I'm stuck with a day that's grey and lonely, I'll just stick up my chin and grin and sigh. Oh, the sun'll come out tomorrow, so you gotta hang on till tomorrow. Come